Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. Today is Thursday, January 8th. Let's see what the market has in store for us. But first, all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Market looks pretty green, or green. It looks pretty red, and NVIDIA, Amazon, and Tesla are green, as you can see right there. There's the heat map. So let's see what's going on this morning. I still don't see any Jolie's jumpers this morning, and I did reach out to her, so hopefully everything's okay with Asian Jolie, and I'm just waiting to hear back from her. So I hope everything is okay, because it's odd without the Jolie's jumpers, I'm not going to lie. So let's cruise through, see what's going on here, and we'll go through the top gainers over here real quick and see what they are up to. Let me take a quick look and see right here. Acon right there, ACON running up ASPC. There's that IMG. Remember we mentioned that last night. So there you go with IMG. And NVVE right there hopping up, ACRV. And a couple other ones. That WAC I saw was up this morning. ELAB's up this morning. Look at that one. That looks pretty good right there. Check out ELAB right here. Let's see. It just did the old reverse split. That's why. And now it's starting to run up. So you can keep an eye on ELAB, recent reverse splitter right there. SCR trying to move right there. And that RGC spiking up some more. We were talking about that last night. OSS, that's jumping up. That one stop systems. We were talking about that on the Discord yesterday. KTOS is that Kratos defense system. And we were talking about that a couple days ago. It's continuing to run up. AVAV right there. You know, we talked about that. And what is Jasper Therapeutics is jumping up a little bit. That MNTS has been running up there. And there's Lockheed Martin jumping up on good news. After the president said bad news, it jumped right back up. That was pretty wild. What happened with Lockheed Martin yesterday. Check this out, guys. This is pretty crazy right here. Look at this thing. I mean, you want to talk about wildness. Look, it went down at 2 o'clock, just after 2 o'clock right there. It went all the way down, and you're talking a good drop from 530s down to like 500 area, even lower into the fours. And then in the after hours, it went right back up over 532. So it went over where it was. It was pretty wild. I mean, you don't see moves like that all the time. So that was crazy right there. Lockheed Martin. So let's go ahead, see what's going on with our SPY Mag 7 and our indices and all them guys real quick. That's not the SPY. That's the SPY. It's down this morning. And it is pulling back. It does look like it's going to have a little pullback day right here. And as it gets set up, you'll probably come back down to here, 686. So I would say today, maybe tomorrow, like Michael Anthony was alluding to, you could see that sell off right here. The Qs do look like they're dipping down at the moment. So we'll keep an eye. You can see it spiked up through the resistance yesterday. So that should get rejected off of right there and start to pull back a little bit. So that is what it looks like at the moment. Let's see IWM right here. Let's see what that looks like. And that is just kind of hanging out on the trend line, but it is down right there. It could pull back under. We'll see how the market opens, obviously, in the Discord, but that's what they look like at the moment. That's what your indices and everybody are looking like. So let's go ahead and see what our Mag 7 and everything else is looking like right here. So yeah, our SPY down. Let me just take a look at the minute real quick just to see what it looks like. Yeah, it definitely dipped off right there and looks like it's going to pull back to me anyway. So we should see a choppy morning setting up for Friday correction right there. I think so too. I think Michael Anthony might have been on the money last night. How about that? So that was a good observation by him. Apple, like I said, why weren't we shorting this thing down? Look at this thing just continuing to go down. We knew it was going down. We said it. Amazon right here. That's not looking too bad right there. But again, the market's not looking too hot. Google is up this morning and not looking too bad considering what the market looks like at the moment. And then your Meta right here is down a little bit, and that's pulling back at the moment. Microsoft was looking really good, and glad I didn't jump in it yesterday. I was just looking at it, and it is pulling back. So we're going to wait for that pullback, and then we're going to jump in Microsoft because that is going to get set up really good. It might take a week or so. So we don't need to jump in it early and wait. We'll just hop in it when it's ready. And NVIDIA actually looks pretty decent, but we have to follow it today to see how it looks as the market opens here, because it is a little bit weird of a market. I said that in the night note last night, that the setup was just weird for the SPY and everything, and there's Tesla pulling back. So there's your Mag 7. AMC, it was up a couple cents right there. I'm telling you, this thing just looks crazy. Look at it curling up right here. And all these, I mean, it could obviously reject off of that MACD. You have all these red candles. It just has that crazy look on it. So we'll look at it today and see if it does try to curl up. Maybe if the market tanks, something runs with this. I don't have a clue. I have no idea. It just has a weird look right there. So we'll see what's going on. But like I said, it could get right rejected right down and continue to stay in the basement there. So that was a gamble, obviously, but like I said, it was super cheap. I grabbed some of the options to see what it would do as it was getting set up right there. I'll tell you what looks good right here. You right there looks good today, so keep an eye on that one. And MP right there is down, so that's interesting. What about ELF? That's down. Let's go through the rest of our list real quick. AMC, like I said, flat. GameStop just kind of flat as well after yesterday, but this thing looks like it's getting set up. I'd wait for a little bit of pullback, and then GameStop looks like it's going to get ripping. It obviously popped up yesterday on the news, but I think GameStop's really going to get popping, and maybe that's where AMC gets popping. So I think that's going to happen. Do we expect ASTS to rebound? And this could be a great opportunity for a cheap entry down here. And yeah, ASTS is going to be a solid one throughout this year. So it's definitely going to be in a bullish state, and it's going to get cruising and continue to run up. So I think any dips right there could be great opportunities on that. ASPS, let's go ahead and look at Chewy and Unity right here. Chewy's up a little bit. Unity right there is down. And now let's look at our Netflix. That's down, honestly. Just watch for these dips, because they're going to be a good opportunity. You know, they're going to pick up this Warner Brothers. It was looking better yesterday. Everything's kind of pulling back. So you were kind of right. Laptop travel correction time maybe right here as the market's been running up. So we may be seeing some dips, maybe time to put some things down right here. But AVGO, yeah, look at that. I thought we were looking at this yesterday, obviously, to see if it wanted to curl up or down. It looks like it's going to come down right there. So we may see a little pullback area right here. And MU is kind of pulling back. That thing's been a monster, though. I must say, TSM was pulling back yesterday. It's trying to bounce back up today, and that thing's been a beast as well. SMCI's been down, and that's got to get set up. That's going to be a good one, because there's a lot of room to make up. And then your AMD is down a little bit as well, but sitting on the trend line, has a little bit of setup time right there, but that's going to be a good one. And that's why we could see these pull back, as QCOM right there pulling back a little bit. Snow as well pulling back and dipping down a little bit right there. And how about PayPal right here? That's pulling back as well. So yeah, you're seeing a little bit of pullback. Intel's been looking good, but I think that one could actually have a little pullback. It's at the top right now. We'd have to see. And again, I think the market conditions, if it's red, Intel's going to pull back with the rest of them. Look at Dell. It was trying to get set up, and then all of a sudden it just took a nice dip down. So we're going to watch that, because that's going to be a good opportunity too. And then IBM was pulling back a little bit and may come back down to that 290 area. It's at 295. So we are seeing some of that pullback right here, and I guess we're going to see some tomorrow. Today Palantir's running up right there, not looking too bad. Oh, not going to Intel. I meant to go to Sophie right there. And there is SoFi, and I thought that was getting set up, and it sure looks like it is getting set up. It's just not moving this morning, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. And then let's look at Mara and Riot. These are down. Crypto is down. We knew it was going to pull back, so it's not a surprise that crypto is down. Here's Riot right here, and then CleanSpark. MicroStrategy was running up off that news yesterday, but is pulling back on the 20 today. So there you go at MicroStrategy right there. And Robinhood and Coin are still down today. And again, these guys have, Coin is actually up. I thought it was down this morning. Coin trying to rip back up. Look at that. That actually looks pretty good. Not sure what's going on right there, but Coinbase looking pretty good. And then your Webull right here down a little bit. So Webull needs to get cruising now. And let's see, Virgin Galactic right here, good old space. That's up a couple cents, and that thing is definitely getting set up, and it's been running around. Boeing's still looking pretty good right there. So that had some pullback yesterday and now pulling back up. And DJT is dipping down a little bit. And let's see, this one could get set back up. We'll have to see as it tries to roll off the MACD or if it crosses through coming down. So that's what you're looking at for DJT right there. Good old Nike pulling back, hit the resistance yesterday, and now it's definitely pulling back right there. So Nike definitely going to have that pullback. And McDonald's was starting to cruise up there. Now it's just kind of hanging out. Nothing too bad, but I do think McDonald's will run. And Disney was pulling back a little bit. So that had recently been running up. So you are getting a little bit of pullback right here. And Oxy, that looks like it is trying to hold on, but I don't know. Let's see what Oxy looks like right here. Let me take a better look at Oxy over here and see what the oil and gas ones are doing. That's not looking too bad to try to roll off. I would assume that Oxy gets rolling off of there and could get running if the market tanks down. Oil and gas maybe gets moving again. ExxonMobil right there. And let's see what our DXYZ is doing. There it is. It's down hitting the 50. So we'll see if it wants to stop right there. Our cat right here was up this morning, Red Cat, and that was looking good. IO and Q was down, but Red Cat is a aerospace and defense one looking pretty good right there. So keep an eye on that today as well. And Google, it is looking really good. I was saying that yesterday, as a matter of fact, and it does look really, really good. It is bucking the trend right there. So keep an eye on that. ASPC right here, a SPAC acquisition. Oh, that looks good. Laptop travel in Hong Kong. You're right. That one looks really good right there, ASPC. So definitely keep an eye on that one today. That looks like it could get cruising up and continue to run right there. So that looks good. Yeah, your 4Us looks really good. You want Trump tweet trading bot. Oh, that's great. We were talking about that last night, and then Luis Rodriguez made us an AI thing, so I can understand what the heck Michael Anthony's talking about. He trained AI to understand Michael Anthony and put a prompt, figured out a prompt to work. It was actually pretty great. So that was hilarious too. And he sent me that last night after the show. And yeah, so we'll understand. I don't know what Michael Anthony was talking about last night. His sentence structure was crazy. And I don't even know what he was saying half of his things. But anyway, the translator's on point. Yeah, the translator, it was great. And can we clone Trump's tweet phone? Yeah, that would be so perfect if we could do that and just know exactly which ones. I mean, it is the greatest idea. These things, as soon as he says something, these things just react like crazy. Like yesterday, had LMT dip down so hard and then it bounced right back up. That might have been one of the craziest things ever. Look forward to testing it live. Yeah, absolutely. So I can't wait to either. So we got to get that on that as well. Let's see. Open Door looking pretty good right here. Good morning, Sam. How are you today? And let me see what Open Door is up to this morning. And that is cruising along a little bit. It's trying to crawl right back up. It doesn't look too bad. I know they were trying to pump this and ASST right here. That's over $1, still not looking so bad. So we'll keep an eye. But yeah, the market doesn't look so. I mean, look at that SPY look. If it does get that dip, it's going to come down to that 50. You can see it's done it a lot of times. So it could break that trend 20 and come down to the 50. And then, that's a great opportunity. It's been every single time it's come down there, it's bounced right back up. So definitely be keeping an eye on that. And your Qs do look like they want to pull back a little bit down to at least your 20 there. So that's 618. So definitely keep an eye on that right there. That could definitely be pulling back. And that's what it looks like right there. Let's see what a crypto looks like real quick. And it is red right now. Holy cow. Doge is down to 13. Bitcoin right there pulling back. Like I said, we knew it was going to pull back. I didn't think it was going to pull back that much, but it is coming down to your 20 and 15 and to your MACD, which we thought it would. It just had some pretty good red candles right here as it was pulling down, and Ethereum too. So we'll see what happens as it comes. It should roll right off as it has been, or at least like curls through, goes right back up. So that's the pattern we should see, and then it'll continue its way up. That was tax loss selling, and it got in that bullish channel and had the tax loss selling here, and now it looks like it's trying to enter that bullish channel again. That's Ethereum. Bitcoin looks the exact same, so it doesn't matter which one I use. But Solana right there, that one is trying to run up and now pulling back a little bit as we expected to, and then Ripple pulling back pretty good towards your 50 and 20 right there in Cardano. So they're all doing the exact same thing, which is a good thing. They're in sync. But we knew that they were going to pull back. We knew that they topped out right there, and that they needed to pull back. It was healthy. It's just a matter of them staying healthy, pull back, and then popping right back up off their level. So we'll be watching that. That's for sure. Let's see gold. Is it looking? It looked like, I mean, yesterday it looked like it wanted to pull back. So did silver, to be honest with you. And they do look like they're dipping down. They had that weird look about them. But you do know they pop right back up at every moment. So when they dip down to this 20, they've been popping up, but I don't know. We'll have to take a look at it today. It's in an interesting spot for sure, especially that silver. I was saying it last night. Look at the night note. It's exactly what I was saying. These things are in a weird spot, so we got to monitor it this morning to see exactly what they want to do. You don't want to make assumptions here and jump in too early, and then it actually goes the other way on you because you'll get beat down quick. And Japanese interest and BOBD rates could drag U.S. markets down. So there you are with that. And let me see, Google right there looking good, open door. And let me see what else we have. Our cat was looking really nice. And the 4Us is looking really good too. And Serve Robotics, what is that bad boy doing? Let's see what Serve SERV, that's up a little bit of percent, trying to run up. Rich Tech Robotics up a penny, but that's getting set up. So Serve not bad right there. SERV, and there you are with that. What's your Toyota Motor doing this morning? That's pulling back pretty good there, Luis Rodriguez. We'll have to keep an eye on Toyota Motor as it pulls back. And Fed rates can't decide when drop rates, everything dip. Could see pop, and you're buying the only if earnings look like you could get in it. And used to, we're talking right there. But yeah, I'm saying that the market doesn't look too great today. So Michael Anthony was definitely on to something last night. Applied right here looking pretty good after its earnings. They had news recently. I forget what happened, but it like jumped up right there the last couple of days. And that doesn't look too bad right there for APLD. I guess they beat their earnings, it looks like. And REKR, let's see what Wrecker Systems is doing right here. It's up 2.5% right there. Let me take a better look at REKR. And that one, not too bad. That's in that channel trying to move up. We can keep an eye on that one. Earnings when ready. Can't wait to see a pop gain very strong. And Federal Reserve cannot decide when to drop interest rates because of this uncertainty. The whole market is dipping, although we might see a quick price bounce. And so there you are. You're testing your MA program there. You're testing your Michael Anthony program. I love it. So there you go. Look at that. Isn't that great, guys? So I was wondering what the heck. I was like, holy cow, Laptop Travel. You wrote just like Michael Anthony. What the hell are you talking about right here? And they were just testing out the old translator that we made last night. Luis Rodriguez put that together. So he translated it. That's so great. Oh my God, it works. That's hilarious. So look, he took Laptop Travel talk just like Michael Anthony. Rates can't decide when drop rates, everything dip, could see pop. I'd buy them if only earnings look like me could get it. I mean, that's Michael Anthony to the T right there. I mean, that is exactly how he writes. And then Luis Rodriguez took that, put it into the AI, and he came up with the Federal Reserve cannot decide when to drop interest rates because of this uncertainty. The whole market's dipping, although we might see a quick price bounce. I mean, holy cow. Michael Anthony might need to walk around with that prompt right there, Luis Rodriguez. That is hysterical. Holy God, that's so great. So I love it. We can't wait to use this live too tonight. So that is so funny right there. And yeah, I would say that is exactly I'd buy these stocks, but I will only do so if earnings look good enough to justify the trade. That is so funny right there. And just copy and paste it right into the translator model and it works. Oh man, it is so funny. We were doing it last night, me, Laptop Travel, and Luis Rodriguez after the show. So holy cow, 100% it's therapy for Luis Rodriguez. I know Luis Rodriguez gets a kick out of it. It is hilarious. But my goodness, Laptop Travel, that is so precisely dead on right there. When I was reading it, I was like, what the hell are you talking about? It looks like you're right, like Michael Anthony. You certainly did. You wrote just like him. And those of you that only tune into the morning show, you got to tune in at night. Michael Anthony is the greatest. He tunes in every night and he writes just like Laptop Travel did right there, and we literally Luis Rodriguez put like a translator together. I don't know what the guy's even talking about. He's a bright guy. He's an older guy. He told us, and so he's not like the most savvy on the computer, but he doesn't know any like he doesn't use any like periods or anything. Like his sentence structure is so crazy, and I have a hard time reading. So between the two of us, it's crazy. I don't even know what he's talking about. I have to get Laptop Travel and Luis Rodriguez to tell me what the heck he's even talking about half the time, just because I don't understand what he's saying. But that is so funny right there. So I can't wait to use that translator tonight and going on, because that is so funny. He's gonna crack up. He has a good personality, and you can tell he's got a good sense of humor, Michael Anthony, or he wouldn't come back every day. Not that we make fun of him, but it's hard to understand what the heck he's talking about, and I'm always joking around with him. So good dude, you can tell, and we have a lot of fun on our night show. We have extra time. But anyway, so that's what we cracked the code. Holy cow, that is hilarious right there. I guess if it's going to be a slow day, we might as well talk about that. But yeah, that is great, Luis Rodriguez and Laptop Travel. Nice work on that. This is what the market looks like. So nothing exciting right here, to be honest with you. Look at crypto dipping. We knew it would. The market's kind of pulling back here, and yeah, and Michael Anthony actually said last night you're going to see a correction by Friday. So I think he was dead on the money, and I think it is pulling back here. I think you see your SPY come down and your Qs. So, and he always has pretty accurate predictions. I'm not going to lie. He has really good picks. He's a good dude. You could tell he's a really good guy. I just don't know what the heck he's ever typing, and it's great that he contributes so much too. He's always on the live stream and hanging out and talking, and half the time I just don't know what he's talking about. It's so funny. But anyway, that's a great translator right there. So if anybody needs info on that, clearly just shoot Luis Rodriguez a message, because that is going to be so much fun in the night show to have our new Michael Anthony translator. And yeah, the market is just chilling right here. What is GE? These guys look kind of good, whatever sector that is right there. Oh, that's Boeing lot, that, of course. So that's our aerospace and defense right there. So you do see them guys moving along this morning. GE looking pretty good. GE Aerospace. We had been looking at that. Remember, we were looking at it like right down here. I was saying it was getting set up, and then we stopped looking at it. I don't know why, but I would say it definitely ran up after I said it was getting set up there. That's for sure. You know what else is running up right here? Etsy. Etsy was running up yesterday. It's just a little bit of pullback right there. Nothing crazy. What's Elf doing? That's down a little bit this morning. UAMY right there is up a little bit. And then 4Us right here is up, looking pretty decent this morning. And MP, we said, was down. Sezzle right here was looking good yesterday. It is pulling back a little bit. And this CrowdStrike was looking good, but that's pulling back as well. So what's your AEI doing? That's just flat this morning. That IMG ran huge this morning, guys. Remember, we talked about that last night and said it was a really good one right there. That Pew's just flat right now. And Oscar had been setting up. That's even up this morning. That looks really good, guys. You might want to look at Oscar right there. Galt's just not doing anything. And our path right here is on a good path, I must say. Rivian down a little bit. We looked at Netflix right there, and a couple. What's Beyond Meat doing right here? That's just kind of flat. So there you go, everybody. That's what our market looks like. And I would say I'll keep you guys posted in the Discord. Let's see our history. It says history. Our news says the history doesn't look good. 4 years into a bull market, why these strategists are still optimistic. Tech pulls stocks lower as traders lock in profits. I did. Stocks futures fall, with the Dow and S&P 500 set to pull back further. Who was this? I guess Bloomberg's listening to the show. They're locking in profits. Look at that. And stocks locked or loaded, and the Dow futures fall. Defense shares rally. That's what the news says right there. That's what we have for today. So that's what it's looking like. Crypto is down. We'll see how it opens up. And waiting for the Tesla dip to lower to re-enter. There you go. Yeah, I agree right there. I think it could be pulling back. And what's going to run today? What's on the Trump-o-meter to have for us today? What's he going to tweet about? I know he's on fire lately. I mean, he ripped apart the aerospace and defense industry yesterday. It was crazy. And then somehow it's rebounding. I guess these guys are like, all right, I guess we're only making $5 million a year. We're not having buybacks. We're not having dividends. And I guess we're getting to work right now. We don't have a choice. And yeah, I think that whole industry got moving yesterday. That was for sure. That was pretty crazy. He was not playing games in that tweet. I think everybody got the message in that one. So I think our military equipment's about to get boosted up and be produced really quickly, I would say, and efficiently. So that was wild. And anyway, so that's what the market looks like. We got to look and see what he's up to. The Trump-o-meter right there for sure. And so, yeah, thank you, Laptop Travel, Luis Rodriguez, of course, and Doge Mama 9. We're hoping Asian Jolie's all good. Sam, for hanging out. I'll see you in the Discord. Joseph Levy and Robin's driving to work. And, of course, everybody else tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. So you guys enjoy the day, and all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence, and you guys know to lock in those profits and trade smart. We could be dipping down, so we'll take a little put action if we must. So yeah, we'll be discussing everything in the Discord. So there you go, everybody. Goodbye, good luck, see you later, and have a great day.